I bet you don't know. Do you actually know that there are a lot of countries in the world that actually offer free tuition fee for different foreigners, regardless of your nationality, regardless of your tribe? Like, they offer like free tuition fee. Do you actually know? I bet you don't know. Anyways, that is why I am here to inform you. So out of those numerous countries in the world that actually offer free tuition fee for their international students is Norway. So subsequently, I'll actually make videos for other countries as well. So make sure to click the link in the description box, because I'll be creating a playlist for each of these countries with their different requirements and everything. So it could actually be, yeah, it's actually free tuition fee, but there are some downside to some of these countries, because as the saying goes, nothing it can be free in some way and you have to pay it in another way, that kind of thing. Anyways, that's why I'm here for you guys, to actually tell you all the juiciness and the less juicy part of it. So guys, let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your home girl Ashitemi, and of course you're watching jackpot with Ashitemi. So maybe you've tried to jackpot to UK, you've tried to jackpot to US, Canada and everything, and then you feel like the tuition fee is too high, or maybe other European countries, you feel like the tuition fee is too high. Anyways, I have a very good news for you. Norway is your next best to best. Norway or any other of these countries that actually offer free tuition fee for foreigners. So guys, let's get right into it. So Norway is in Europe. You can, we are not talking about the geographical part if you want to know more about the geography and everything, but I'm sure that this is Jackpot channel. I'm not even sure you are bothered about the location, where your own is just to like get admission and just get the help out of this country. So now that we actually know that tuition fee in Norway is free, what are the ways in which you can apply? There are so many ways you can actually apply for these free tuition universities or this thing. So anything I'll be saying in this video is for undergraduate, masters, PhD. Regardless of any course you're going to be doing, you have the same requirement, but specific requirements according to your type of course or the school you're going. But this is the general requirements, and even if any school is actually about to ask you any special requirements, you'll be like, maybe you're going for a special course or a not common course, even you know the type of course you're going. But if you know your course is just as regular as every other course, like just normal course, this is the requirement. So what language do you actually think this study will be? Because I know some of you your film might actually be like, okay, will they teach in English? Which language they? Yes, there are English. There are so many English universities in Norway, but still there's still some downside. As I told you, that is why I am here to tell you guys some. So of course you can get so many English courses, English universities in Norway. Now that you know that you can actually get English universities in Norway, now I think you can calm down small, right? So when do their application open? Usually the application opens around September. Usually I think it's just the normal general admission process for most schools. So they open like from September or September ending, depending on the school, depending on maybe undergraduate, masters. They open from September till early January, February or early March, depending on your course, depending on your so many things. But majorly any school you want to apply for, you start preparing your application before September. Most times they start new semester, new session by semester by September. Some start by October, but just in that in September you already send in your application form. So what are the documents required? In as much as these universities are actually free tuitions, that one does not mean they will just bring anybody, like somebody will just come from nowhere and just come and say, yeah, come and everything. So that's one of those downsides to it. So for the requirement of things you actually need to apply, if you see me looking down my book, I've actually like written list of it, because I had to get some of these details from some of my friends that are over there. So you actually need your CV. You know what CV means now. I have a video on how to do a proper CV and blah blah blah. You actually need your international passport, of course. I actually have a video on So telling you the cost of international passport, the type of passport to get, 32 pages or 64 pages. I'm putting the link in the description box. Then your transcripts, if you're going for masters or PhD. So instead of transcript, if you're going for undergraduate, that means your WAEC results, your SSC, just basically all your educational background certificates, proof of your educational distance. So if you're going for masters, you have to hold your WAEC and your transcript. If you're going for PhD, you have to hold your WAEC, your masters, your everything. But if you're going for undergrad, just your senior WAEC certificate. Then another one is proof of fund. Anyways, we'll save this one for later. And then the next one is proof of English. I think we're supposed to be asking for proof of English when their official language is still not English. Yes, they need to ask for proof of English. Any country, most countries that you are going for to study in English language, because they feel like you can actually opt to study in another language. Why English? So you have to prove to them that yes, so you understand English, you can speak English. So that's why you have to write IELTS. But wait, it is not compulsory, as I just say in all my videos. That's why I used to say, even if all the countries, even if everybody, even if anywhere you apply, even if your friends, even your twin, they are request for IELTS, you can actually speak to the school directly and negotiate with them. This IELTS is not compulsory. I tell you, is your ability, your CV, you will sell yourself. So as I said in one of my videos, instead of this IELTS, you have two options. You can actually tell them you're from an English speaking country. If you are from somewhere like Nigeria, like maybe Ghana, that you tell them you're from an English speaking country, then another way to actually prove that you understand English is your WAEC result or your school leaving certificate. Especially if you have a very good grade, maybe you have a A in your English language or a B or a C. They can see A, B, or C. So once you have A, B, or C in your English language, so then why do you want to write IELTS? Is English not English? Then another way to actually prove that you actually understand English is that your result was recorded in English. The exams you wrote for your WAEC result, for your transcript, for your undergraduate was taught in English. So how were you able to pass if it's not English? So you have just 3 ways of actually proving to them that you cannot write, once you cannot write, you don't need to write IELTS, that you actually understand English very well. I hope you understand what I'm doing. So use just that 3 minutes. So it's actually not compulsory. So for the fact that they are asking everybody, for the fact that friend here wrote IELTS, does not mean that you have to write it. You're talking to the school directly. You are not using an agent. You're talking to the school. So if they say IELTS, just speak to them. I've had this experience before, and they waived it out for me. So even if the embassy actually insists that you have to come with IELTS, you have to write IELTS, make sure you collect a waiver, IELTS waiver letter from your university. You had it with your application document to the visa office, so that they will exempt you and they will state why they actually exempted you. So when your school said that there's only for English, so basically that's it. So when does so next on our list is application time. How long does it take for the application to occur? So most times, abroad applying for admission abroad can take from 1 month to 2 months to 3 months, depending on so many factors. And especially for a school like this, especially for a university like this that is actually free, it will actually take a longer period of time, maybe for 1 month to 2 months to 3 months to 4 months. And again, depending on type of course you're studying, depending on so many factors. That's why early preparation is actually the best. So make sure to actually apply ahead, so that anything that they are doing. And most times when you're actually filling this application form, they will actually ask you if you want the faster application route or the shorter application route. They can have a different requirement for shorter application routes, a different requirement for longer application routes, like longer application process. So you just opt for it. So if you don't have requirements for the short application route, you just have to wait for the long one. And even if you're waiting for the short one, at least 2 months, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, anyways, depending on your school, depending on this. Even when you start, you can actually start by sending them an email and ask them. So why do you actually think this application process actually should take this long? This is because, especially because the school is actually a free tuition free. They cannot just allow any person, like any student, anyhow to just come into their school. They still want the best of the best. So they will actually have like maybe like a window for everybody to submit the application form. So they will select very well. They will make sure so your grade have to speak for you. Don't just think you just have CC in your Y, or you just have minimum maybe 2.2 or 2 or just anyhow this thing. So I cannot specifically tell you the minimum credit that is needed to apply or the minimum GP, because courses vary. This one vary. So this school might accept 2-1, the other school might accept 2-2, this one might accept, you know, different this thing. So any school you're applying to, just make sure to look at their requirements. Anyways, I'm making another video on list of schools you can actually apply to and their requirements. So that's why it actually used to take long. But if you actually have a very good result, like all these A1 first class sharp, you actually pass through a shorter period of time. But if your result is not so good, it might actually take a long period of time. So in case you've submitted your application and it's taking long to arrive, it's taking long to like what's up now is like, or you're already losing hope, don't lose hope. They might still consider you, but they are just maybe trying to take their time to select the best of everything. Then they'll now be like, okay, should we just like even in Nigeria, when you actually after doing JAMB, after doing post UTME, they will give some people on merit admission on merit. They will do some supplementary. Then the other one, what did they call it? That one, they are not that close to pass markable. Let's just give them exactly something like that. So when you're in Nigeria, you see that your even admission process inside your country, it doesn't take fast, like it has to take process just like that. So even if it's taking too long, don't lose hope, just keep waiting, keep praying to God, keep everything. And sometimes you might just have to change your course. Maybe your grade is not up to your course or anything like that. So another thing is and is there any other requirements for exam? Because for like Canada, some courses you have to maybe like MCAT, GCAT, something like that. You don't need any entrance exam, you don't need any essay, you don't need any anything like that. But I still say, depending on the school you're applying to, they can request for it. They can do this one. If in Nigeria, different school with different requirements. Some school they don't do post UTME, some school you just use your WAEC and your JAMB and everything. So school varies. So you can't use just one this thing, but it's always this thing. So once you've gotten all these documents, like even with the special documents your school requests to, now you actually submit your document to the school for them to process it. So after it has taken maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or how long it is, they will actually send you admission letter. Most times you don't even pay for application fee, but some schools can ask you to pay maybe $20, $50, but I think the government has actually paid for them. They most times don't actually request for application fee, but depending on your school, like I said, so they will actually send you your admission letter, and then you go online on the website and type in UDINO. I'm typing it on the screen. That's actually the embassy website, immigration website for Norway. From there, so when you click there, I'm sure you know how to navigate website now. Maybe I'll be making a separate video of that. You shall navigate it. You see the online form, you fill your form, your full name. Please make sure you don't do any mistake in your full name, date of birth, admission letter, have you traveled before, something like that. So you just fill in your details. So basically you only just to create an account. Make sure you don't forget your password, because it's from there they will be updating your account, updating you on the process. I'll be update with your visa and everything. So once you've logged in inside, once you log into the website udi.no, you create an account, you input your information. So when you're about to check in, you actually pay a fee, your visa fee, which is made of about $600. I'm converting it in dollars because I don't know where you're watching from, so depending on your conversion rate. So their visa fee is like around $600. It could be few dollars less than $600, but it's $600, or it could be few dollars more, depending. You know, things are getting expensive, conversion rate and everything, and depending on your exchange rate to the country you're watching me from. So after that, you actually book an appointment with them, just normal visa preparation. And then when they give you a date, you go there. So all the documents you're going to submit are documents that you've submitted for your admission process. Oh, I actually forgot to say, did I say it? I don't even know. So after submitting your document and they've accepted and they've given you, they'll actually give you an admission letter. And even the admission letter, they'll actually write the process of admission process and in it. So even at any point and you get confused, you don't know what to do, you can actually still contact your school that what is it. But most times when you actually collect your admission letter, down or maybe in the other page, they actually used to write the admission process, the visa process for you. So with this admission letter, the document you submitted to your school, your CV, your international passport, transcripts, everything, you still have to submit it in the embassy, and you don't even have to cram it. Even in the website, for the website where you created an account, you actually see their requirements there. And even there, you can actually, when you actually create an account, book an appointment, you can actually call the number of the embassy and still make final confirmation from them that you're coming to submit your document, that what are the documents in there. You just want to confirm if everything is complete, if you're not leaving anything out. So their phone number is actually there. So after that, you submit all your documents and they will actually process it to the go. But I don't know, because of this COVID thing and everything, blah blah blah, if you feel righteousness, then your visa is approved, then you can travel to Canada, so to Norway. So now let's talk about proof of fund. So why I saved this proof of fund for the last is because my previous video, when I was talking about how much you actually need to actually travel out of Nigeria, I talked about proof of fund, and your proof of fund usually is actually like based on the tuition fee that you're paying. But since you're actually not paying tuition fee, so how much is your proof of fund? Generally, as I used to say, general proof of fund is always like $10,000. But because for this school that you're not paying anything, for future tuition, your proof of fund has to include your accommodation, your feeding, your everything aside tuition. So it's prepared like $15,000. So that's one of the downside to it. Tuition fee is free, but then you have to cater for yourself, because Norway has a very high standard of living. It's one of those countries with high standard of living. So there is no tuition fee, but then you have to have proof of fund. So how do you have this proof of fund? It's not those ones that they used to do in Nigeria. You can't meet one uncle to come live for one account for you or anything. You have to have this money in cash. So as your school is sending you the admission letter, they will actually send you an account number, the school's account number, where you actually pay in the money, this $15,000. As at when I'm making this video, it is actually $15,000, but it can actually be more, but I'm not sure it can be less. It can be more. That's why I said before you apply, make sure you verify with the website. But even if it is more, maybe it can be 50,200 or something like, just range, just small difference. So the school will actually send you an account number that you actually pay the $15,000 inside. Before you pay the money, make sure that the school has given you admission letter and is bearing the school name. So after you paid inside the school's account, the school will now send you a proof of funds, just like a bank statement, showing that you actually have this $15,000 you've actually paid to them, and that's what you actually tender at the visa office. So the reason why they do this is because you don't have a Norwegian bank account yet. I hope you understand that you don't have a Norwegian bank account yet. So it's your school that will actually hold the money for you. And that reason why they do this is that if you can show them in your local, maybe Nigeria account or anything, you can remove the money. It might not be for you, just for them to be sure that yes, so you actually have this money in cash, truly in real life. So they will actually send you a bank statement. So with this bank statement or proof of fund, that's what you attach to it and submit all your documents to the Norwegian embassy at BVS in Lagos, and then apply for your visa. So can you see how very simple and easy it is? So after that is said, I know what is running through your mind right now, especially if you're a typical Nigerian like me. So after that, when you book your flights and everything, when you have actually arrived in Norway, what happens to your money? Your money is gone, and that's it. So guys, when you actually arrived at Norway and everything, so they will actually give you like a card on debit card. Is it debit card or credit card? I don't know. they just give you like a card, and there will be a particular amount of money that will actually be inside the card. This one you can use it to like get things for yourself, just before you get the temporary before you get your that yearly yearly residential permit or this thing renewal, so that you can be able to open an account. You know that when you travel out, if you don't have when they extend your visa for that 1 year, that paper that they will give you, okay, when shall get there for your PR that you used to open one of those documents to open an account, that one they will just give you. The card is for you to just be spending that money. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? When you actually arrive at Norway, right, they'll actually give you a card, and this card will contain a small fraction out of the $15,000 you actually paid. This small fraction of money that is inside that card is for you to be doing basic things, pending the time you're able to open your own account. And that is till when you're able to finish your registration as a foreigner and everything to actually open your own account. So once you've opened your own account, they will transfer the remaining balance from the school account that you paid from your home country into your account. So when you now paid, if you like do as you like, they'll now transfer your money back to your account. And that requirement I did not actually even talk about is actually accommodation. It's one of the requirements for visa application. The school is free, tuition free. They don't have any business with accommodation. So you just have to book your accommodation online from FILN.NO, or you can actually ask the school. That's why, depending on the school, you can ask them if they have this thing for accommodation, they have accommodation blah blah blah. So some actually offer shared accommodation with other students. You can decide to stay in the school, you can decide to stay off campus, and depending on when you apply, depending on when you got your admission, you know, those times, like, and at times the accommodation might actually be filled up. So you just have to go on the website FINN.NO and just get your accommodation yourself. Just look at there and choose any one of your choice. So accommodation ranges from, it's quite pricey though, everything. So when you actually get your accommodation and you actually pay for it, that's when they will now send you accommodation receipts. So it's with this accommodation receipts that you submit. It's part of your visa requirement. So let's just imagine your visa was denied based on one reason, but it's actually very if you fulfill all this righteousness. But just in case your visa was denied or anything happened, your school fees is actually 100% refundable. The reason that can just happen is maybe your bank charges, and then maybe the exchange rate when you were sending it then, and then when you're receiving it, it's actually reduced. That's the only thing you reduce. And that is why before you actually pay this for accommodation too is actually refundable. So that is why before you pay for your accommodation, make sure it is 100% refundable, or maybe some free fraction in case. So make sure anybody you're chatting with, even when you're booking online, before you pay and everything, make sure it's through an email so that you actually have evidence. Make sure it is refundable just in case. But chances of visa application is a denial is actually slim. So guys, we've come to the end of today's video. Can you see how very simple and straightforward application for Norway is? So, and another downside to this free tuition in Norway is that most times the course you want to study, they are not available in English. That's just one of those downsides. So the courses you want, they are not available in English, and you have to study Norwegian. And for my research so far, I don't know, but if you know that you're good in language, it's something you can learn. It's actually like fun. It's actually something like adventure. You can actually do that. But somebody like me, I know my capability. So that's just one of those downsides to it. So even when you see English courses, you can just be seeing some courses that you'll be like, God, now course with this, like so many things. But you can actually still be lucky and still get your course, or you get something similar. So fam, if you've watched it up here and like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button, and see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.